Welcome to verse 18 of the Tao. When the great Tao is forgotten, doctrines of justice and mercy prevail. When wit and cleverness prevail, hypocrites rule. When kinship falls into discord, piety and rites of devotion arise. When the nation is in crisis, all the patriotic ministers appear. So when the great Tao is forgotten, that's like when people don't constantly wonder of the Tao, doctrines of justice and mercy prevail. So I think he's talking about here when you forget the Tao, when you just live the Tao, doctrines of justice and mercy prevail. Doctrines, so that's the way that you do things, of justice and mercy. So when the great Tao is forgotten, I really do think that he's talking about when you cease to cling, when you cease to try to have the Tao, the justice and mercy just are. Yeah. When wit and cleverness prevail, wit and cleverness, that is like trying to be sharp, trying to be on top of things, hypocrites rule. Yeah, so when you're trying to hold everything together and you're trying to be that like all high and mighty, hypocrites rule. These are the people who say that they're high and mighty but don't behave that way. When kinship falls into discord, so when rather than be brothers, rather than know that we are all one, when that falls away, when that no longer is, piety and rites of devotion arise. Piety, rites of devotion. So that's when kinship falls into discord, when we no longer believe that we're all one, that we're all brothers and on the same team, piety and rites of devotion arise. So here Lao Tzu is talking about rites of devotion. So that's when you, I suppose, have to devote yourself to some ideal or someone rather than just be within kinship. As long as you know that this is a brotherhood of man, then there's no need to devote yourself to a cause or to make some kind of oath, and be on a certain team, because we recognize we're all one, we're all the same team. When the nation is in crisis, so Lao Tzu tells you here that the nation will be in crisis, that there is a time. So it's not saying if the nation is in crisis, it's saying when the nation is in crisis. So when the nation is in crisis, all the patriotic ministers appear. Oh yeah, of course. So when there's a problem, all the patriotic ministers appear. So here he's both saying that there are people who will come to your aid, but I think he's also saying that when there's a problem, everyone's a patriot. Well, this was a very complicated verse of the Tao. When the great Tao is forgotten, which it can be, so he's saying it can be forgotten, doctrines of justice and mercy prevail. Yeah, so forget the way, and arising will be justice and mercy. When wit and cleverness prevail, that's you trying to be witty, trying to be oh so special and clever, hypocrites rule. So that's when just the people who are saying shit but not doing that. When kinship falls into discord, when we forget that we're all one, piety and rites of devotion is right. So then you have to adhere yourself to a certain group, and then people get jealous and worried. when the nation is in crisis, which it will be, all the patriotic ministers appear. So all the patriotic ministers appear when the nation is in crisis. So I think that's also a double-edged sword there. He's saying that all the patriotic ministers will come to help, but at the same time, they're ministers. So everyone wants to be a minister when the nation's is in a bad way. So beware of that as well. All of the fair weather fans. I think he's alluding to both. Whew. Well, that there was verse 18 of the Tao. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Today we have a special edition from the ocean. The ocean comes and goes like the way. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Peace out.